Well, good morning, YouTube. Matt M. Roy back again. It is February 10th of 2016. As you can see, it's a little bit late in the day. It's about quarter to 11 now. Probably been up for about an hour or so. Just been fighting a cold again. I swear, it feels like it left but didn't quite leave and then came back every night. Every night before I go to bed, I take some diphenhydramine, at least most nights. And for those of you who don't know this, it's Benadryl to help kind of clear my sinuses. I sleep fine at night. I wake up in the morning and my nose is just constantly running. And I've had it checked out, and they say it's just allergies. But I tell you, it feels like more than that. And I can tell this morning my throat feels a little tender. So, yeah, it is what it is. When it's cold out and it's February, you tend to get colds like that. And of course, it's just been ridiculous around here. Temperatures up and down like a yo-yo. I mean, it's nothing new, but it never gets easier on your body. I tell you, when I lived in New York, we'd have a constant cold temperature from about December to May. Then it would start warming up, and it was no roller coaster. And of course, when your body can acclimate to one temperature, there's less chance of you getting sick. And unfortunately, my body just never adjusted to living in this area. What are we going to get to today? Well, I should have my new Keurig coming in. I got to tell you guys a story about that. About a month ago, my Keurig 2.0, the one I purchased from BJ's about 6 months ago, so it would have been about when it was 5 months old, the display started artifacting, and I never could get a good picture of it. I tried to explain it to the people at Keurig, and I said, well, you know, it doesn't happen all the time. It might happen once a day, once every 2 days, and what will happen is the numbers will actually kind of repeat themselves. Like if it was 1050, you would see like 11050 or 111050, and you would see these other little pixels on the screen. Sometimes it would show like a P or a Q on the top. It would just start, the display would start going crazy. So I called Keurig and I wanted to have them troubleshoot it, see if there was something I could do here. Well, the guy's like, he's seen that before, and when that happens, it usually is an issue with the display, and there's really no troubleshooting. Luckily, within the Keurig warranty period. So what he's done is he's actually sent me out a new Keurig free of charge, a whole new Keurig, minus the water filter. And what I need to do is, you don't even send them the old one back. Once you get that, you just change out your water filter, put it in the new Keurig, you know, that's about it. Everything else comes with it. And you send them back the little K-cup from your old machine. That just proves to them that your old machine is no longer functional, and they say you just literally chuck the old machine out into the garbage. So probably what I'm going to do is just keep the old one for parts. I mean, it still has the drip tray in there, it has the water reservoir, and who knows what other good useful parts I could get out of it. You know, heaven forbid the new one goes and it's past the warranty period. So I got to give kudos to Keurig. They really do take care of their customers well, as long as you're under warranty, right? Well, I thought I'd show you guys while I have a few minutes, a few things that I've done in my room. The Auric XL air purifier still seems to be working well. I do need to check it, though, because it's been running now for a couple of weeks, and I haven't really done any cleaning, so I'm going to have to go ahead and pull this Truman cell out, which, unfortunately, I can't really do one-handed. Oh, there we go. I got it. And of course, what they say is you got to look it up, put it up to the light, and see how much dust is built up. And as you can see, there's very little dust in there at all. So that part's okay. You can see the dust is kind of building up on this filter if my Sony camera will decide to focus. So another week or so, I'm going to have to clean that. And then the front filter here, what I do is when I vacuum my room, I just take the hose attachment and I vacuum the front of this, and that usually sucks up most of the dust. So, yeah, this is doing pretty well. I'll tell you, it really has cut down on the amount of dusting I have to do in this room immensely. I would say at least by a good 20 to 30%, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're dusting your room every other day, it is, believe me. It saves a lot of headache, because being that my room is over the garage, I get all the dust from whatever my dad's working on in the garage, and it really adds up. And this room, I tell you, one year when I was really sick, the dust had really built up in here, and I swear that I must have had an allergic reaction to something that he had in the garage, because I was just sneezing up a storm. Nothing really much else has changed in my room. I don't know if I showed you guys. I did pick up the Alvin and the Chipmunks The Road Chip poster. I got this online, couldn't find one locally. I paid $9 for it, and I picked up this picture frame from Michael's. This was probably about $20, and what I had to do is I had to actually buy some poster board, because the background that came with it, the picture was too small to cover all the writing up. So I basically just went to Dollar Tree. I picked up a red piece of poster board, cut it to fit, and then pasted the poster right in the middle. Actually, that's not even any glue there. It just stays in place from the force of the back. And of course, I did wind up putting the Alvin and the Chipmunks ticket right there. So yeah, I got everything. I have this one from the latest movie. Then over here, I have Chipwrecked, which is the movie number 3. This is the one from the Squeakle, which is not my favorite, but it's the only one they had at the time. So they had another one. We had all the Chipmunks and the Chipettes together in the car, and I really would have preferred that, but you know, it was all I could find at the time. Poster from the original Alvin and the Chipmunks movie. And I actually had another Chipwrecked poster. My mom picked these up at the movie theater when Chipwrecked was out. And yeah, so I got 2 of the Chipwrecked ones, and they all have the movie ticket stubs with them, except for the original movie. When we went to see that back in '07, I didn't bother saving the ticket, so yeah, it is what it is. I might be able to actually find one online. I'll have to do some research and see if that's even possible. Alright, so I want to take a couple of minutes to answer a few questions that people have been sending me. And I'm not going to really give anybody a specific shout out in this video, because a lot of these questions have been asked by multiple subscribers. So the first thing people have been asking me is, Matt, how's it going with the search for an SSD or an SATA SSD for the Dell XPS 8700? Well, I'm happy to tell you guys I have purchased one. Originally I was looking at the Samsung Evo 850, I think it was, and that one kind of fell by the wayside. I found a good deal on eBay, but I hesitated, and basically they sold out of them. They were new open box items, and I was really bummed, because that one they were asking $65, and the guy had like 3 of them, so I didn't think it was a super mad rush to pick it up. But that drive sells for about $95 normally. I waited one day. I hesitated for one day. I went back the next morning, decided to buy it. They had sold out of every one of them. So I was bummed, but I kept looking, and I found another good deal on eBay that I did wind up going for. It is a Crucial SATA SSD. It's the MX200, I think it was MX200 drive. Still a 250 gigabyte SATA SSD drive. Same speeds as the other one, 6 gigabit per second SATA. And I was actually really happy to go with the Crucial, because as most of you guys know, I upgraded my system to 16 gigabytes of RAM, and for that I used the Crucial Ballistic Sports memory. So I figured it'd be nice to have a matching SSD and matching set of RAM. They should definitely work well together, though the Samsung drive would have probably worked fine as well. I actually purchased this SSD. Again, it was another open box new item, so I'm going to have to actually order some screws, because I don't have any SATA SSD screws to put in to actually install it. It's coming from Canada, and I wound up paying, after shipping, it was right around $80 for that. And actually, if I went on Newegg, and the reviews on the Crucial drive were even better than the reviews on the Samsung drive. So I'm actually very happy about that purchase. As soon as that drive comes in, I will be doing an installation video on that. I tried looking for them on YouTube. The few videos I saw of people installing one of those in a Dell XPS 8700 were very poorly done. The picture quality was either blurry or they didn't zoom in close enough so you could actually see what they were doing. Well, I'm going to go ahead and try to order those two screws that I need while I remember to do it. And then I'm going to head out, got to run a few errands today, and we'll see what the rest of the day brings. Alright, so I am actually heading out to the thrift store real quick and run a few other errands. So we go ahead and do a quick cold start on my town car, seeing as everybody likes to see this car. Right now it's probably about 40 degrees, so not a super cold start. Not an old start either, because I had this running yesterday, but let's see what happens. No problem, as usual. I swear, I think this car would probably start if it was minus 20 degrees. This thing is super, super reliable and a die-hard to boot. Let's see, what do we got here? 93,988 miles, so she's still a young thing. Doesn't even have 100,000 miles on her yet. My fuel economy has really stunk the past few months, and mainly that's because of the cold weather. Most of you guys probably know this, but when the weather's cold, the engines don't run as efficiently, and hence you don't get as good a fuel economy. My average is about 16.4 now during the winter. Summertime, I could see upwards of 17.9, maybe 18 miles a gallon, so can't wait for summer, guys. I like the snow, but I'm done with the cold weather for now. Alright, so a couple of things I wanted to stress about my channel. Also had a lot of questions about the dash cam videos, and because I know I haven't put one up in a long time. Yep, I still have the dash cam, and you probably heard it turning on there in the background. I had a few issues with it last week. The USB, the mini USB port that's used to charge it or to run it off the DC adapter is getting a little bit loose, so I have to kind of play with that once in a while or it won't work. And of course, because I got this one secondhand, the internal battery really doesn't hold much of a charge, so I am actively looking to get a new dash cam. When the funds allow it, I will actually purchase one. I've been looking at one from roadcams.net. They actually just started supplying one that's, I think, made in Russia, and it's got a bigger screen on it. Mine's only got like a half-inch screen. This one has like a 2-inch screen on it, so a little bit easier to see. And I believe that one will do 1080p 60 frames per second, whereas mine will only do 1080p 30 frames per second. So, you know, it'd be nice to get. I believe they cost about $30 the last time I checked. I'm really trying to ride this one to the end, you know, to where I really can't use it anymore. I kind of do regret purchasing it just because it hasn't been the most reliable unit, but it still gave me a chance to learn about dash cams and to catch some pretty neat footage. I mean, that lady that cut me off, I've gotten quite a few views on that video. If you haven't seen that, I'll try to remember to put a link to that in the bottom of this video. We really don't have too much else to talk about today. A couple of projects other than the XPS 8700. I want to go ahead and pull out my HP Media Center PC, the one that I have in the alcove. I believe one of the 500 gigabyte hard drives in there may be going out, and I have an extra one sitting in my closet, so I'm going to try and replace that. Luckily, I believe it is the secondary drive, not the boot drive, that's going bad on that computer. And one other thing I do need to do, my HP Pavilion, the Windows 98 system that I use, Windows 2000 system, was originally a Windows 98 system. The DVD burner drive I put in there, the door is sticking, so I either need to replace that drive or maybe try to lube up the gears, because I think what's happening is it's just getting dried out
over the years, and that was not a new drive when I put it in there anyway, so, you know, no harm, no foul. I just, like I said, either need to try to replace that or repair it. And even though that system is old, very old by today's standards, and is running Windows 2000, I do still use that burner drive because I have my entire music library on there, and from time to time I will burn a CD or a DVD to either listen to in the car, or maybe to give to dad, to mom to listen to at work. So kind of important that I keep that computer, at least the drives, functioning, but everything else on there is working great, and I'll try to do an update video on that computer. You guys have probably seen it. For those of you that have been with my channel for a long time, I'm almost sure you've probably seen it in one video or another. I've had that now for probably 3 or 4 years, and that is just a fantastic vintage system. I'll be honest with you, the main use, other than, you know, vintage gaming, I listen to a lot of music. I still have the Winamp version 11 on there, which is the latest one that will run with Windows 2000, and I stream all my Shoutcast radio through Winamp, and it actually works fantastically. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video for right now. I'll show you guys if I get anything at the thrift store, which, if it's anything like the last couple weeks, probably not going to be much, if anything. So, talk to you guys in a little bit.
Alright guys, well, I'm back home. The thrift store was a bust, so I'm going to end the vlog here for today. Hope you guys are enjoying these. Thank you for subscribing. Once again, my subscriber base is increasing. And other thing I wanted to stress is about the giveaway. I am still planning that. It's taking a little bit longer than I thought, but I think you guys won't be disappointed once I reveal what it is. So, as always, have a blessed day, everybody.